All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to our past episodes. Tay, let's do the
Yep.
icebreaker.
All right. If you were dating someone new who showed you all of their exes and they were ugly, would you look at that person you were dating differently?
Absolutely. 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 Because first of all, I'll be like, the fuck? Like, am I unattractive? I don't like saying ugly. Am I unattractive? And then secondly, I got to question your standards and your decision making. Like what's changed? Like, have you just finally decided to level up by choosing me? And because I used to tell like my ex all the time, I was like, you know what? Every dude that you've been with before me was a bitch ass dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. You that's why I call so much trials and tribulations and inner turmoil within you because you ain't never been with a real thorough motherfucker like me. You've been used to these motherfuckers. That's an issue for you. So absolutely. I can see maybe one or two because for women, for women, a guy could be funny. A guy could dress nice. A guy could have a good job and be a good solid dude and not be attractive at all, and women will give him a pass. I didn't see it. What's the
Some,
comedian? What's the
some
comedian
women.
name? Ryan Davis. What's his name? Ryan Davis. He said, I know I'm not an attractive dude, but I'm
Ryan
funny.
Davis is ugly. He need to stop that.
He said
I wouldn't. I've heard him say that before, but I don't consider him ugly. But
he ain't cute.
I mean,
He ain't
I
cute.
don't
He not. We can say he's average because I don't want a problem with no comedian because I know, but one thing I'm definitely not ugly, so I can stand on that. But he said it, hey. So Carmen said he is a little odd looking. Yeah, he is. Carmen also said I'm not going to be ugly number 8. I'm too cute for that. I got a dude. Some people got types. I got a dude. I tell him all the time, like you like dating chicks that are a little slow.
know. Oh
Every chick,
wow.
every chick you done been with been a little slow, man. He's like, no, that's not true. And I started running down the list. She's slow. She's slow. She's slow. You like them a little slow. They present less of a challenge to you. And he just started laughing. But anyway, could you be with somebody who's unattractive?
Well, that wasn't the question. It was all of the exes have been unattractive.
Oh, okay. The X
Um,
is done. Yeah.
yeah, but unattractive, no. Not if they're unattractive to me. Now, I don't care what other people think about them,
Okay.
but they have to be nice looking to me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Um, I, in a way, my ego would say, yes, I could because I'm the best thing you've ever had. I mean, I have an ex who before me, and maybe after me, I don't know. But I know before me, he was notorious for dating quote unquote hoochie mamas. I am definitely not that. I dress very conservatively.
So like you say
Yeah,
hoochie mom, you mean like wearing like Daisy Dukes tight clothes?
yeah, like yeah, look like they may need to be. Well, out here we used to have a joke to 14th Street because that's where the hookers used to be. But yeah, that
Okay.
was back when before Reagan, he cleaned up all the streets. Well,
Okay.
yeah, anyway. But uh but so yeah, I'm not that at all. Like I don't dress like that. I don't act like that, especially now in public. I know I talk a lot about stuff I've done, but I save it for the bedroom. I'm not an exhibitionist. So I don't put stuff out there visibly for other people to see. So I was not somebody that he would, I guess, he would have dated. So he looked at it as he upgraded, so did I. So if somebody's exes were ugly, I could my ego wants to say it's the same thing. I just upgraded them.
Hump that hoochie mama. But I'm gonna tell you this though. A lot of the times, the chicks that dress like hoochie mamas, they ain't really fucking like that. They're not really out there. They're not doing anything that's like that much more extreme. Now, unless they like are actually on the pole, like a stripper or a hooker, but like chicks, but there's chicks who just dress provocatively and they not really doing it like that. Now, some of them quiet ones that dress modest, you know what I'm saying, and all that, they be nasty with it. They be nasty with it, Tay. I'm telling you now. They be nasty. But here's my thing though, kind of a tag on to this question. Have you ever looked at somebody? Like, have you ever looked at the dude and be like, I want to get with him?
Yes.
Okay. There have been times when I've looked at a chick and I saw the dude that she was currently with, and I was like, oh hell, if she fucking him, I know she fucking. Had you ever thought that?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I've thought that, but I
I
would
mean,
never.
for real, I was like, if she fucking that motherfucker, that ain't no way she telling me no. No
Yeah,
way.
I've thought that, but I would. There's no way I was actually step to a guy who was dating somebody unless he was in the lifestyle and that was the situation that they had.
Yeah, I'm not big on trying to take Carmen laughing at me. I'm not big on trying to take a chick from it. You know, there's some people that get off on that, like, because we remember we were talking about that. It was that show. It was that song. Um, He's mine. You may have had him once, but I had him all the time. You
Yeah,
know, there's some people that get off on taking somebody from somebody else. That's not me. Because
yeah.
my thing is this: if I took her from you, somebody else would come along and
And take her from you.
take her from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you know, my mama taught me, say, all right, now you Billy badass. There's always somebody out here that can whip your ass. There's always somebody here that can snatch your girl, especially if she out here willing to be snatched.
Exactly. That's true.
Shalon said, that's wild, Mar. What's wild, Shalon? Tell me what's wild. And then Cara said, I have thought that, like, she got you. I know I can bag you. Exactly. Exactly. Now I have looked at somebody and be like, you went here? Like, nah. Like, and it's not necessarily because they're unattractive, but like I've seen chicks with somebody and I'd be like, and I'll never say it to her because I'm not a hater.
Hmm.
Like I've seen chicks, I'd be like, you fucking him, this motherfucker out here, this dirty dick in everybody, or this dude is a lame, whatever. And I'm just like, you know, I can't, because inevitably, if y'all in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, y'all raw dogging. And if you raw dogging this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Because then if I get with you, it's gonna be a 10 out of 10 we raw dogging, right?
Oh
And I
God.
can't be following him, you know, man. Let me stop. Because when we say rap before you tap it, I need to see that.
Mhm.
I need to see that my chart. But there may be
Yeah.
some shit deep in the crevices from this lame ass motherfucker that might rub off on me.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, Shalai said, you sizing the current one up. Yeah, damn right. But back in the day for sure. You know, I was like, man, look, she fucking definitely. And okay, another question before we get into the actual topics of the show.
Hmm.
So you've never slept with a dude that had a girl that wasn't in the lifestyle.
I didn't say that. I've talked on the
I'm
show.
clarifying. I'm just clarifying because
Yeah.
I'm asking the question.
No, I've said on the show that I had a situationship with somebody who was not available. I'll say it that way.
Okay, Carmen said, now you OCD. Yeah, yeah.
But I will say I don't purposely go after guys who are in relationships. That particular guy and I had a chemistry that was unexplainable and it just happened. But anyway,
So,
not an excuse. I'm just saying.
all right. So back in the day, even today, that's y'all business. Now, I won't mess with a married woman. I've done that before. Won't do it again. Um, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to do. Fucking with a man's wife, you'll get killed. You literally will get killed messing with a man's wife. So I don't do that. But y'all just go together. Yeah, come on by. Now every man has a code. There's rules, guidelines, and codes as a man that you must obey. And one of my my pledge father, older frat brother, he always gave me guidance. And he said this right here. He said, when I look at a dude, if I know him right, and his chick wanna smash, I ask myself this question. If I were to be out in the streets and I was getting jumped, would he help me? And if the answer is yes, I'm not gonna smash this girl. But if I got any unreadiness about it, and I think he might just sit there and watch, let me get jumped, I'm fucking the shit out.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure women don't think
Right.
like that, right?
I've never thought that way. No, no.
So an associate, an associate of yours, liking a guy,
Um,
he wants to smash you, and you want to smash him. Y'all associates, not friends, associates. And I'm taking out that they're in a relationship. You just know she likes him
right.
or whatever.
If she has personally told me that she likes him, I wouldn't feel right doing that. But if she's just an associate and I just happen to know that she likes him, she hasn't told me. I mean, I might if he's I mean, if he's not interested in her and he's interested in me, why not?
Mm. Shalon said a dude just told me a few minutes ago he couldn't holler at me right because my dude was too solid. Solid meaning like he's an upright dude, or solid because he's thick and he might can fight. clarify, clarify, Shalon, because it might be both, right?
That's what that might be both.
It might be both. He can fight good. I don't want them problems. But we're talking about like these are things that we said when we were younger, right? And things change. Like, we are we middle aged now? We consider middle age?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. God's good because I
I
know
hate to
people.
say it, but we are.
Hey, God is good because I know people that
Yeah,
didn't make it to middle age. So,
true, true.
Salon said upright. He's too solid of a dude. I feel that. I feel that. You don't want that bad juju on you. But you're getting older, you start doing more mature things. And you want to date somebody that is as mature as you, hopefully, right? Y'all on the same plane, same level. I saw where Kevin Gates, and he's just a weird ass dude, right? He's strange. I've seen women talking about they feel he's sexy, and I'm like, I don't. That's somebody like if you hit Kevin Gates, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm good, baby. I'm good. And he might have the cleanest mind chart or whatever, but like, I'm good. Like God bless him because there's a lot of black men that have been through this, right? But if your dude been in the penitentiary for several years, I'm good. I don't need to follow that, baby. You took that risk. I'm not taking that. And shout out to my brothers that been in the belly of the beast. I'm not judging you. I'm just not doing it, right? And he just weird. Like he was like dating his cousin for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, allegedly. I'm gonna put allegedly out there, but like he was, and I think they might even been like we're gonna go my way of labeling cousins Tay. I think it was like a third cousin or some shit like that, right? I don't do that once, twice removed shit that you be doing. But
Not what I be doing. It's genealogy. But go ahead.
so like he just a strange dude, man. So then he's on social media, he's 39, and his gal is 26. So, this been going on for years. Older men with younger women, whatever, right? But then he went on this diatribe talking about, I don't want no old ass B word. I want me a young H word. And got the girl sitting right next to him. Clearly, she dumb and starstruck. right? And then people called him out on it. He was like, "Yeah, what y'all want me to date Rasputia? Y'all want me to be Norbert?" And he just started fat shaming, women, which it really seems stupid to me because I'm sure there's a bunch of big black women who probably look like Rasputia from Norbit, who love your music, and you sat there and just insulted the hell out of them. And you
Yeah.
feel like Daniel Caesar on top, and then now you ain't doing nothing again. So it's a to me, it's like a power thing, like the dynamic. We talked about age ranges or whatever, but like do you think at what age does it stop being relevant? Because I still think 39, 26, that's too big of a gap. Like,
Yeah.
I think like the person who was younger has to reach a minimum threshold, right? In order for it to be like, all right, now y'all just two adults. It still might be creepy. Like if you 80 with a fucking 40-year-old wife, it's still creepy, but
Hmm.
y'all consenting adults. At what age does it become like, whatever, they adults?
For me, it seems to be 30, 35. Give a little grace. The 30, 35 age, anywhere over that, I don't think age range matters as much. Cause 13 years to me, just hearing 13 years doesn't seem like a lot. But then when you give me
What?
for a typical age range, I said my threshold is 30, 35. But when you give me the actual age, 39 and 26, that's when it that's when it becomes weird to me because of her age. Not the age range because of her actual age.
Shalon said, my stepdad is 4 years older than me. God bless him. And she said, but he acts 60. Okay.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say nothing about your people, but yeah, that's different. Um
And see, and that makes that I think that adds to it too, if when somebody's maturity level. And I say that because you saying she was sitting right beside him, listening to all this, laughing at him, pretty much calling her a young hoe. To me, she has a maturity level of a kid. If she's laughing at stuff like that, then he's pretty much talking about her. So,
or she's just in it for the bag. Call me a hoe all you want, as long as I get the resources and the payment.
that too. But I think that's a maturity thing too.
Yeah. There's a lot of old hoes that wouldn't mind
That
being called a hoe as
age
long
does
as they
not
get the
mean
money.
age is not a factor in maturity all the time. So
Yeah, yeah. My thing though is, kind of spinning up what Shalon said about her stepdad. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't date somebody that is at my mama's age. Like, so to a certain extent, I feel Kevin Gates, I think he's too ignorant about his take. I think in his position, he probably should have just left it alone, right, and not addressed it, or just maybe address it in a more politically correct way. Like, hey, listen, mind y'all business, we happy, and that's it. Um, but to me, I've always said on the show, older women, not for me. No, no. Now, I will smash an older for sure. That for sure, right? Because older women, you can't fuck them enough. You got to tell them like, look, girl, go to sleep. But relationship, no, because I'm the man of my shit. And you ain't gonna fit, older women, like Bernie Mac just said they want to be your pastor, your accountant, your mama, your daddy, all that old shit. It ain't gonna work for me. It ain't gonna work for me. Age range probably 11 months.
11 months
11 months.
up and down or
No, 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 no. 11 months older.
older? Wow, that's not a lot. Okay, I feel
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real. 11
Yeah.
months older. Because I found it from experience. I date 2 years. I think I dated a woman. She the one that ruined it for everybody because she sure was trying to run shit. And I was like, nah, man, this ain't gonna work. And then I saw how like her mom talked to her dad, and I was like, oh no, you think that's gonna be me? Ah, hell no. Mm-mm.
Well, that sounded like it was her. That don't sound like that was necessarily
But I got a
women
lot of
your
friends
age
who are
older.
women. We got mutual friends that are women. You've been around us, and they be trying to boss. And I be out telling them all the time, hey, listen, man, shut the hell up. I got this under control. Respectfully, Carmen said, I went out with a guy and his daughter, and I were the same age. That was a last date. Me and your daughter like the same music. I'm out. And see, that's the thing for me. You said, and I'm gonna not challenge you on it, but I want you to talk about it some more. You said 13 is not that much. To me, so I talked about up, down, I probably could only do about, again, now I would smash, probably the youngest I would smash, me being 48 now, I would say 35. 35 probably be the youngest I would. Cause say, what am I? I'm
That's
48.
13.
I'm 48, but my niece is, so my niece would be 37. So around 37, 38, that probably be the youngest I would go. 30.
That's 10. But again, I didn't just say
I
13.
said smash though, but like,
I get you. I get you.
hold
But
on,
I
let
didn't
me finish. Go ahead, go ahead.
okay. I didn't say 13 as a blanket age. And you even said after a certain age, it doesn't matter as much. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm trying
After
to
a
figure out
certain age.
at what age does it become that?
And I said
Yeah,
30, 35.
yeah,
Around that age, once you go up, we all adults.
yeah. I gotta say 35. But here's the thing, too, though. To me, I'm not that good enough at finding something to relate on. Like a lot of my shtick, my jokes is centered on TV shows. Like if I said, let me get one. You know what? You started laughing because you knew what
Yeah,
movie that was from, right? Now, if
right.
I said that shit to somebody who was 13 years younger than me, and I'm like, I sure am hungry, they're gonna be like, you hungry? Like,
Right.
you
I
didn't
get
even watch the same movie. You didn't come up with the same movies I watched. You definitely ain't gonna know the music that I listen to because I'm stuck in the 90s, right? You could be like,
you.
oh, Drake sampled that. Nah, motherfucker, this is the real music, right? So yeah, that's just too much. That's too much. Carmen said, not even a full year. And I mean that too, Carmen. Yeah, I mean that. I mean that. You know.
Yeah, my
Yeah, look,
my
me and Tay ain't like that at all. But Tay would barely make the cut.
I'm only 3 or 4 months older than you.
Barely.
Whatever. Anyway, my age height limit whatever was all I didn't actually have a number for it. But my thing was I could never date anybody as old as my father in age and the way my father act. And I say that because my father was a very youthful person. He was somebody who would still get out and enjoy. Even when he passed, he was in the 60s, and he was still somebody who liked to get out and enjoy life and have fun. And he liked to make people laugh. So he acted younger than his age.
Yeah.
So I couldn't date anybody who acted older than my father. I remember when I was in my 30s, and I never forget this. I met this guy who was 43 and he was complaining about aches and pains. And I'm thinking, my father, and at that time, I think my father would have been in his 50s, I guess. If I was 30, yeah. At that time, I was like, my father doesn't even talk this old. Like, what is wrong with you? So of course I never went out with that guy again. But yeah, so that's why I say I don't know about an age for me on the limit. It's just how the person acts.
Now to help that brother out a little bit, when you get like 39, early 40s, that's when shit starts to go down if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's when you really have to like realize like, I got to get my shit together. So I remember being that age and being like, God damn, man, why my knee hurting? And me and my boys talking about that, but then we all realized like, look, we just got to do better, right? And
Hmm.
shit together. So I said, I told my mom he's definitely meant for her because somebody my age would run circles around him. That's crazy. Now, listen to this though. Let's say your mom is dating somebody, married to somebody 4 years older than you. You good with that?
No.
That's me too, man. If my mama was still alive and a motherfucker was 4 years older than me, like man, you better go find somebody else. I'm sabotaging that shit.
I don't know about sepsis, but
He
what
gonna
my
be uncomfortable.
I don't think my mother would be into somebody. Now, I don't know, but I don't think she would be seriously into somebody that close to my age. Because just like you said, my mother's references, and I get them because I grew up with her. So the movies that she liked, I was forced to watch. The music that her and my father. That's why when people see my music list, they always say I have an old soul because most of my music is way older than me because my mother and my father. So I get her the things she likes because I've been around her.
Your,
But
your mama making heat of the night jokes and shit.
right, that's yes, yes. I mean,
Shoot 'em, mother.
those old movies. My mother loves old movies, so she's talking about an old movie, and the guy doesn't get it. I don't see my mother be interested. Like she would want somebody who can relate to the things she likes.
That thing too, though, is that our parents. You talked about how youthful your dad acted. Our parents. I'm gonna speak for myself, and I know other people's parents too. Unless you had like a really young mama, like your mama had, it was a teenage mama or some shit like that. Most of our parents, like most of our mamas, look like mamas, right? And maybe the young kids look at us and be like, "Motherfucker, you like mom and daddy too." But I just look at like women now who are, our age, 40, 48, I mean 48, 49, 50 or whatever. And I'd be like, God damn, man, she fine as a motherfucker. But I remember when my mama did turn 50, I was like, damn, mama about to die. Like I remember just thinking 50 was ancient. It wasn't until, man, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago and one of the bros was dating this chick that was 50. And we was like, man, you got that old ass chick. And then one of the old head bros said, hey man, 50 is not old. And then put it into perspective, and it's like, no, it really ain't. Now you could carry yourself like you talk about the dude, carry
Mhm.
yourself in an old way, but 50 ain't old because we women are lifting weights, women are eating better. Our mothers, our grandmothers, they didn't have the knowledge, they didn't have the access to those things. So maybe we can cut them some slack because there's some older women right now that like, okay, she Gertrude will still get it.
It definitely depends because, and like you said, being I guess being a teenage mother can
I'd,
kind of
I'd,
help
I'd have
in
made
that
get this dick.
because my grandmother was
Shout out to
16 or
Aunt
17 when she had my mother. I think 17 when she had my mother. But I remember even in her 40s, I remember her still looking good. Like my grandmother looked good for a long time.
Pat.
I mean, might be genes too, but it is what it is.
So we asked the question. No, that's not it. So I asked the question: would you ever date somebody whose exes, all the exes are unattractive? And Tanya said, yes. Why would that matter to me? You more mature than me, Tanya. You more mature than me. Speaking of maturity, so and age. First of all, I think somebody inbox asked Conversate, you got a picture of your people back when they were still fine? You said you can say I want to see it.
Whatever.
But anyway, I remember when I was younger, talking about when we was younger, would you date somebody that was, with somebody that you knew or whatever, whatever. I remember college. 'Cause college is that inflection point, right? Where like you stop being a kid and you start a career and you're getting out and really starting life. And I remember there being this pressure, like the girl I talked about, who I said, there's no way I could be with you. I remember there was this pressure that she graduated from college and was like, okay, where you gonna move to? And she actually hung back and got a job in the city where the town where we went to school at. And she probably did it because she still wanted to be close to me, right? But there was this pressure when people were dating in college. Okay, what's the next step? Are we gonna move in together? Are we gonna move to the same city? Are we gonna get married? And there was like a timeline. And I've heard women say there's a timeline, and maybe dudes. I don't really hear that much from dudes, but like, okay, we've been dating for 6 months now. Now we need to put each other on social media. Oh, we've been dating a year now. Now we need to talk about possibly getting engaged. We've been together 2 years now. Let's move in together. At this age, are there still those type of timelines that people stick to?
I think it depends on what the person wants. Because at the age we are now, we have some people who have been married and divorced. So
Mhm.
maybe sometimes a lot of times they're a lot looser with their timeline because they've been there, done that. So they're not in a rush. They probably already have kids, so they're not in a rush for that. But then there are some people in our age range who've never had those experiences. So they might meet somebody and it's like, all right, I need to get somebody in this place. So I think it really depends on where that person is in their life and what they want out of life. But I do think that the older we get, the less we have patience for. So if we see that the person we're dating doesn't have what we're looking for, I think we're quicker to be like, all right, I gotta move on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for me, I think it's good to put those timelines, those desires out up front so we're not wasting
Mhm.
each other's time. Uh,
Right.
there was two women that, we were attracted to each other and, we were talking and, you have those initial conversations and, it came out. Some people say like, don't talk about, your desires and stuff on the first day. Shit, put it out there. So that way, because dating is expensive. And I get tired of, because you know me, Tay. I don't let women pay around me, right? Even if I'm not fucking them. And this too expensive out here to just be paying, and this ain't gonna turn into nothing, right? So, and I remember, shout out to them, they was like, well, I still want to have kids. And I'm thinking, like, motherfucker, you damn near 50. You still trying to have a kid?
If that's what they want, that's what they want.
Right. But it's not gonna be with me. My kids are grown. They are adults. I told my kids, like, if you have kids, I'm not the papa that's gonna be like, bring them over every weekend or whatever. No, I will help on my terms when I want to, but you're gonna raise your kid. Now, if something tragic happens, God forbid, absolutely, I'll do what I gotta do. But at this age, and I got friends my age,
Mhm.
and I'm like, man, you're gonna be 50, 52, 53 with a motherfucking kindergartner.
One of my closest friends is in that predicament right now. She's 52 and her daughter is in first grade.
And I know this because my parents were older. My dad was 42, turned 43 right after I was born. He was born in May. Born in May. My mom was 38, and my mom kept up with me, right? But my dad, hard living, military, fighting in wars, smoking cigarettes, partying all times. Got to get rest, right? I I could see shit, by the time I was a teenager, this dude in his 50s, he ain't had the energy to really be keeping up with me and doing all the things that I did with my kids because I was younger.
Mhm.
And no, I'm not trying to be that. Thankfully, they birthed a smart, brilliant motherfucker like me who stayed on the straight and narrow. But it could have been anything. When you got young kids and you all, how many times you seen people have children and then they have that oops baby that's much younger than everybody, and they just be like, just give it to her, just give it to them, so they shut up. Just let them, and they be like, you used to whoop the hell out of us, and you just letting him do whatever. Nah, I'm not doing it.
Actually, my one of my aunts was that way. She had my oldest cousin when she was 17, didn't have her next child till 39, and then he was 17 having his first kid. So their kids are stair steps.
Hmm.
Her youngest three and his oldest three are like 1 year after each other.
So on uncles say
Yeah.
you might got an
And
uncle that's
yeah.
younger than you. Yeah, I've seen that a lot of times. So
Yeah, pretty much because the baby is my aunt's daughter. So she's the youngest. Well, she's the youngest of his first three.
I,
He got a whole bunch of other ones.
I got
But of the first three that my aunt actually raised, she's the youngest. So yeah, she's younger than her nephews.
that's wild.
Yeah.
It happens though. It happens. It happens. 'Cause Mama's still out there getting it in.
Yeah.
Mama done found her and Kevin Gates gonna blow the back out. Bubba the founder of the Kevin Gates. Let's go do it. But nah, would you date a guy that had a young baby?
I
How young? We talked about age. How young or how old or how should I say? How old do their children need to be for you to seriously date them?
Well, see, I'm in a different place than a lot of people because I've never had a child, but that's something that I've always wanted. So if that happened, I probably could, you know,
You would?
I would.
Okay, I hear you.
But
Me,
again, I'm in a different situation than a lot of my peers.
understood,
Yeah.
and that's very valid.
Yeah.
So
My cousin, I have a cousin, she has a son who's in his 20s. And she has a child, but she's been a foster mom for years. And her last set of foster kids, she actually adopted, and she's in her 50s.
I've seen that happen,
Yeah.
and God bless her because she's
Yeah.
doing a wonderful thing. Um, I wouldn't have the heart to foster. I think you have to have a. I think people said like, listen, it's just my job to love them when they need the love, so that their parents or their family can get right, so I can get them back to them.
Hmm.
You know me, how I treat my friends. Once you mine, you mine,
Hmm.
and so that would be hard for me to do. Um, I would say, going back to my question for you, your kid probably need to be at least 16 minimum.
I can see that.
16. They need to be on the tail end of high school for,
Hmm.
for us to be serious. I mean, I remember I was liking this chick and she had a baby. Like he was like 4. And I was kind of like, this was what probably, so I was like 46, and I think she was like 37. So she'd had him later on, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, I don't even know if we even need to really go because this ain't gonna work. I'm not going to these boring ass soccer matches where they all standing in a circle kicking each other in the shin. I'm not going to no damn band recitals or no shit like that. My grandkids, I'll go to that, but you got a kid, you got to be all in and supporting them what they do. And
Right.
it's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to do. I've been there. And I remember she said something. She was like, I can't wait till you and I really, really get serious. So I stopped having to take him to the barbershop and you could do that. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, if you wanted to push me away, just say it. Because I'm not doing that. Like, I stopped
Yeah.
taking my son to the barbershop. Like, hey man, here, text me how much I got to cash out the barber and then let me know when I gotta pick you up. Because I don't feel like sitting in the barbershop hearing all these dudes lying and shit.
Yeah, I was watching this dating show a few years actually a few years ago. And the one couple was in their 50s. And speaking of older parents, the woman's father had had a child in his later years and then passed away. So
Mm,
now she has custody of the child, and I think he was 9 or so.
mm.
And her and the guy, they meshed really well. But his thing was he was in his 50s. His children were older. He didn't want to start over with a 9-year old, so they didn't progress.
Now, see, I talk all this noise, but if we really, really was clicking and something tragic happened, I'm probably still gonna stick around. But it would be hard for me as a man to set that boundary. Like it would be like, what's your expectation? Is your expectation that I be step parent, surrogate father, um, fill all those roles, or is it just like, hey, listen, we dating, we cool, you ain't got to be that for him. How do you do that? Because one thing, I wrote about in my book, my dad said, if you love the woman, you have to love the child.
Hmm.
There's no, and I tell all my women, all my friends who are women, I have one friend who I told her, I said, listen, I mean, if this dude don't get along with your son, if your son's not comfortable around him, if your son doesn't look at him as a father figure, then you don't need to be with him. and she got with him, and they ended up they had issues, right?
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, you didn't have no business getting with him. And then thankfully, as time went along, now the son and her husband, they cool. So it ended up
Okay.
working out. But now you can't be with a woman, and you honestly, in my opinion, you gotta love the children more than you love her.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, then just get out the way. Let somebody that wants to do that. Don't waste
Mhm.
their time, and don't do
Yeah.
that to those children.
Well, this was like I said, this was a dating show.
Yeah.
So what I respected him for was that he let her know that pretty much from the beginning. The show set them up in on 3 dates. So he went along with the dates, but he always let her know this isn't the situation I want to. He said I'm at the age where I'm retired. I want to live my life.
Mhm.
So I respected him for that.
And that's another thing too, right? And we talking about the whole checking homework, going to parent teacher. At least that's what's in my mind because I
Hmm.
raise kids, right?
Yeah.
But then also, I want to be with somebody that's like, yo, I got invited to this function at work. Need you to go ahead and come on and not have to worry about trying to find a sitter. Like,
Right.
oh shit, there's a concert out in Vegas. Let's, I got a deal. We can go out there for 3 days and we got to find out. You need to be able to just drop and go because we're in that stage of life. That's another piece too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another.
I get it. I get it.
So you say you would do it, huh?
I would. And at the age that I am now, I have been wrestling with that as in I am at the age where I can just get up and go. And that is a beauty of life. I've always been able to just get up and go whenever I wanted to. And so that is something I have thought about in these later years. If that was to happen, because I've thought about adoption, I've thought about, if I met a guy who has a child, I've thought about all of that. So, and I'm something I still weigh.
I mean, listen, you gotta do what's right for you,
Right.
and children are a blessing. So whatever just, and not that you were looking for my approval, but whatever decision you make, obviously I got your back 100%. Everybody got to do what they want to do. So,
True.
all right. So you ready for a would you or wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, nah, because I already know what your answer is gonna be to this one. The question was, would you or wouldn't you try a threesome if your partner picked the third person?
Oh, okay.
So, if everybody watched the
I
show,
mean, I can answer that,
go ahead. You can answer it, but I'm gonna pick another one. Go ahead. Go ahead and answer it.
um, as long as the person they picked is visually appealing to me.
They got to be fine.
Yes. Yes.
Mm. I would say yes, as long as it's a woman. Now, if you want to bring another dude in, it's gonna change the dynamic of our relationship. Because while I'm down with the non-monogamy and I believe in being fair, whatever I do, you can do too. I don't need to watch it.
I get that.
So, because I got a good memory. And I'm big, I got a gut. And while my Yelp rating is fairly high, Tay, you know what I'm saying? He might be able to hit that crooked crevice that I can't hit. And I'm never gonna forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? So nah, now if it's the homie, like if it's a homegirl that we friends with benefits or whatever, and you like, hey, I want to try this, and do it, yeah, let's do it, right? Because it's already established that we just friends.
Right.
So, let's get you your fantasy. But if it's my gal, GAL, no, no, no. All right, but here's another one.
Okay.
All right. These ain't really that good. I think we talked about these. Hold on, let me find another one. Because a lot of these I already because I know what your answer gonna be. All right, let's see. All right. This ain't really got to deal with sex. Would you or would you not be okay with your partner saying, hey, look, I'm overstimulated. I need 3 days with my phone on do not disturb. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'll be back in 3 days. Would you or would you not be cool with that? This face you making while you think.
Yeah, it depends on our relationship. It depends on how much I trust that person. It depends on a lot of factors. Because my first mind would be, you gotta have a break from everybody, including me. My first thing is you something ain't right.
Why would something not be right though?
Because where are you going? Where are you gonna be? That you need to be away. Like you can't even like I can't get a call. Like and anybody who knows me knows I'm not a phone person. So we ain't gotta be on the phone that long. But yeah, I don't know. Are you going to a monastery for like people go on sabbaticals to these retreats and there are retreats like that. Is it something like that?
I'm gonna go do ayahuasca.
Yeah, I mean if it's something like that, cool. But otherwise, I tell you, I overanalyze everything. Where are you? Who are you with? Are you really by yourself? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not usually that type of person who will question because my thing is if I trust you, I trust you. But I don't know. It depends. It depends on a lot of factors for me.
Okay.
Just thinking back on my relationships, there's only one of my exes, actually two, my college boyfriend out, but I could have trusted with that. But outside of him,
As a
there's only
person,
one. There's only one ex I would have trusted with that.
as a person who is often overstimulated, I get 20, 30 text messages, Facebook messages, calls a day. And it does most of the time I'm able to manage it, but there's times where I'm like, dude, I just need to shut down from the whole world. And I considered doing it before. And I was gonna be like, all right, if it's an emergency, call my best friend. And I'll have them on this is for, this is when I went in a relationship or whatever. Call him and then he is on so you can put like emergency bypass on do not disturb.
Hmm.
He could be the gatekeeper. He could be the gatekeeper and then pass through to me or whatever. But um I don't see nothing wrong with it. I gotta trust you. My only thing was like, can you let me know where you're at? Let me know where you're at least. But if you need some days, 3 days seems like kind of long time though.
Yeah.
That kind of seemed like you on a romantic rendezvous.
That's where my mind went.
Or
Yes.
some shit, right? I can see maybe
Yes.
36 hours or whatever, but 3 days,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I can give you a day and a half. I can do that.
Yeah,
3 days?
yeah, 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 yeah. 3 days, you done been to, Bahamas and you went to Bimini and all that old shit. You can go on cruise in 3 days.
And if we're in a relationship, I feel like my number should be that one of those emergency numbers I can cut through.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't respect it though. Like I've told people before, like, yo, look, I didn't do the whole do not disturb. I was like, look, I don't really want to talk to nobody for a day or two. I need time. And then people were like, I know you say you don't want to be bothered, but I just wanted, real quick. So sometimes you have to like really put that boundary up.
But
And
that's what I'm saying. From the person you're in a relationship with, though,
yes, sometimes.
that's another thing with me. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody, and I am the type of person who gets easily annoyed with people. And if I cannot be with somebody, even if I'm mad with you, that I can be easily annoyed with, that I can go that long without. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that pushes me to that limit. I don't want that. I
Sometimes
can everybody else in the world can disappear, but the person I'm in a relationship with, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that I need I need that long of a break from. A day or two, I can get 3 days. Mm,
but nah, but sometimes say though, if you're a person like me, if I'm being 100% honest, I get agitated quick with everybody. I know that that may be hard for you to believe, Tay, considering you know me.
no, no, it's not.
But those who don't know, I get annoyed super quick. I'm short. I never really see Tay. It take a lot for Tay to get annoyed, from what I've seen. Now, I know,
No, I
I know,
can be
I know
cordial
she
with
go, I know she go
everyone.
side eye me. I could get on Tay's nerves real quick. I know how to push the buttons, but I've only seen
You
Tay like
actually don't.
really like, huh?
You actually don't. You think you do, but you don't.
I knew you was gonna say that. I know. But I've only seen you like lose your cool once. You know what I'm talking about. When our fellow homeboy was drunk and you thought it
Yeah.
was him doing some shit, and it was me. Tay said, no, 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 no.
That's
It's
only
cool.
because before it had been him. That's why I got mad at him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He finally got it. She said, Dennis. I was like, oh
But
shit.
no, I can tell pretty quickly when meeting a guy if he's the type that would annoy me. And I tend to stay away from those guys. So the guys that I've been in relationships with, even the times when I've been pissed off at them, I'm not going more than a day without I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that annoys me like that.
Yeah, that's why I need space.
I'm
I grew up like an only kid.
only child too with my mama.
I'm the only child with my dad, but my brothers are so much older than me, right? That I basically grew up like an only child. So like I'm really particular about my shit, right? I don't like loud eaters. And a lot of these chicks out here, be smacking and popping on their damn gum and eat. It's like I'm that weirdo. Like if they call it misophonia or whatever,
That's
like
not weird to me because I don't like hearing people eat either.
look, if we sit down, like I'm turning on for years. My ex-wife and kids, I let them eat by themselves. I'm going to my office to eat. 'Cause I don't want to hear y'all eat. Because it's just gonna get y'all just gonna get mad. I'm gonna be mad. Y'all go ahead, eat, smack, slurp, do all that shit that y'all want to do. And I'm gonna go out here. If I'm in a quiet space, I'm gonna turn on some music. So that way I ain't got to hear you eat. And I know it's probably too much for somebody. And somebody deal that they really gotta like me. But like it's me. And it's gonna cascade. Like it's loud eating up. I remember going on a date with a chick and she was popping her gum like she was like popping it. And I remember just looking at her first date. We was hitting it off pretty good. And I said, I promise you that gum ain't that damn good. Close your mouth. And she was like, I'm not. I said, that ain't gonna work. You popping that gum like that. She said, I pop my gum like this literally all the time. And we both agreed, like, nah, it ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. So
Yeah.
don't get with an agitated person like me. Unless you got this skip. Anyway, Tay, tell me they can find us.
You can find us at Conversates After Dark everywhere. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Check out our past episode. This is episode 99. So for
Ooh,
episode 100, we got to do a little something special. So we'll let you know.
yeah.
But we'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Bye.